My injuries are basically all invisible. I have a traumatic brain injury, post-traumatic vision syndrome. I slur, I stumble on words, I forget words, and to me it's tough, emotionally and sometimes debilitating. You know, you kind of feel like you're alone, but when you go on these events like this, you realize that you're not alone.
Here on the ranch, we like to honor our vets. We like to remind our country of how fortunate we are to have had people volunteer in the face of danger.
It's very important, I think, that we get the warriors together, establish the common bonds, and keep hands on everybody. You know, that way they don't go home and sit on the couch and fall into that deeper side of the depression.
Becoming sober is a whole new world for me. When I started doing that, I regained a sense of something that I had in the military, and that was my honor. And I saw my wife after 120 days of being sober, and my wife said something to me. She saw me after that, and she goes, "This is a man that I married."
I want Americans to better understand the difficulty that post 9/11 soldiers have coming back from war. They're coming back to spouses who have been home and doing everything for them. They come back and it's kind of like a puzzle. Like the puzzle is the same, but they're the piece that's changed. And it's really difficult to fit that puzzle piece back into that same puzzle and make the same picture.
If I didn't have my family, I wouldn't be here. One, I wouldn't be here if I didn't have my wife. She stepped in on the suicide attempt, and so I definitely wouldn't be here. So learning from my family and bringing my family in after pushing them away, I've learned that family is the most important thing in life right now and through this struggle.
Dealing with a lot of the physical injuries is much easier than dealing with the PTS aspect of it. You know, that's the hardest fight I've ever been in, a fight I wasn't trained for. Admitting that you have PTS, actually facing it, makes it easier to fight. I do it through physical activity, you know, climbing mountains, mountain biking.
Dropping the D off of post-traumatic stress, I think, is a huge thing that people need to start doing. You're not going to go tell a rape victim that they have a disorder because of it. So why would you tell a veteran that they now have a disorder because of what they've done?
I've had 24 surgeries to date, you know, just trying to stay active, just to walk again. So to be able to do this almost 10 years later, it's just a testament to, you know, how good God has been and gotten me through, you know, some pretty serious hurdles.
Being in cycling has been a big part of my life. When I got out of the Army, I stopped exercising, I stopped doing everything. Probably about a year after I retired, I got into running, I got into cycling, and it's done a lot for me. It's brought my family back together, you know, getting out there with the kids and the wife to go cycling.
I told him he can't break my record of 8 falls. 8 falls. Yeah. 8 falls. I have the record.
As long as I stay under 6, I'll be all right. I actually apologized to the president because I broke some of his rocks with my kneecaps and my head. So good thing for those crash helmets.
And he ended up with a boulder on top of him, actually.
Yeah. We stopped up to try to get to leave some space, and I unclipped my right foot and put it down on a rock to just rest, and the rock wasn't part of the ground. So I just rolled down, and then the rock ended up on top of me, and fortunately there were people there to help out, but that was good. So definitely a highlight.
And I wanna go home with the armadillo. Good country music from Amarillo and Abilene.
The thing that stood out the most to me was President Bush waiting and getting all the warriors gathered up so that we would start and finish as a group
and even halfway through the ride. Basically just be the leader that he is, and make sure he's not riding too fast, too slow, and taking care of everybody that's out there on the trails with him.
It is really important for people in our country to understand that on the battlefields that these citizenry learned what it means to be a citizen who serves something greater than themselves, and they've got a lot to offer.
I think the community has heard how broken we are a little too much. There's a little hesitancy, there's a little bit of misfit toys kind of aspect, and how do we break that narrative is the big question, because we're not. We went through a tremendous experience, we're tremendous patriots, but yet we still have a lot to contribute.
I'm proud to be their friend, and I was proud to be their commander-in-chief. Now I'm proud to be riding mountain bikes with them.